as I make my way. The fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot. Put your life together.
You notice that quote. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.
Oh yeah, what up, what up? Man, I love that beat. Sometimes I can't cut it off soon enough. But yeah, what up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you, bringing you fantasy news today. Here with Bogard Scott Free.
AKA the crotch.
Cock, where you at, bro? The crotch has taken your crown, at least for a week.
Nah, he's still a champ. And it's gonna be champ versus champ for the undisputed circle title.
Man, and I was even thinking, like, we need to have like a special episode of the circle during the Pro Bowl or like some shit like that, you know, some shit that nobody really wants to watch, but keep our Sunday mode, you know, just going somehow.
I like it.
And Antonio, what up, bro?
What up, Antonio?
Oh yeah, it's about to be 4:20 on the East Coast. Ronald already got it packed up. About to smoke it up. What up, Songs? Going on, bro? Lee in the building. What up, bro? Oh yeah, and Big BS said Friday. What's up, peeps? Friday, aka Get High Day. Even though it's really every day, but I love that saying, Friday, Get High Day. Bro, everyone's getting paid. Everyone's getting paid today. Give me money day.
I get high in the morning when I wake up, then brush my teeth. You know
I remember there was this one line in the rap group, the Mary Jane Junkies from San Diego. So obviously I gravitated towards them. Nice. He was like, I hit this chocolate Swisher Sweet before I even brushed my teeth.
First of all, the chocolate Swisher Sweet, come on.
Yeah, that's just I never could fuck with that. It had to be just because it rhymed with the rap somehow.
Yeah, it's all about as I like to call a pocket. You know what I mean? You got to find a nice pocket in your rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Your rhyme scheme, because it's technically not how you say it. I mean, what you say is how you say it. You know what I mean? At least for me as a consumer.
And me, so like Mac Dre is one of them, where, you know, he makes shit rhyme, and, you know, you never know how much is true and how much is just for the rhyme. But his whole story about going to Benihana and was like, she was like, oh, let's go to the Elephant Bar. And he's like, the Elephant Bar. Yeah, going to Benihana's. So, man, I was a little bit upset when I found out that I couldn't order Mugu Gai Pan at Benihana's. But that was the only thing that could rhyme with man. Then I spoke Japan. Give me Mugu Gai Pan. See, that's not even Japanese. It's Chinese.
You got to be a good MC, right? See, because Mac Dre, people don't herald him as an MC, but storytelling is a quality of a good MC, and not that song.
Oh, yeah,
one of them ones. You know what I mean?
Because you could close your eyes and listen to that song and visualize the entire fucking thing. Like, I wish there was a music video to go along with that.
He had another one where he talks about his experience in the Pinta way. You know what I mean? I've been down for so long, staring at these prison walls.
It's crazy because you know Little CS in San Diego, because he's someone who's gotten out of San Diego with his rep.
Listen, man, if it's like within the last 10 years, I'm real shaky with it because I ain't never heard of him.
So, I mean, he was coming up like around the same time Mitchie was and all that.
Oh, okay.
I think his first joint came out in 2001. And he was actually, I don't know if at least the whole story that I heard is him and Mac Dre were in the pen somewhere throughout their federal, throughout their federal stays.
Yeah.
And then the song that they dropped together was on Lil CS's second album, and it was called Federal. And it was him and Mac Dre. And like, it's crazy because the whole beat is hella slow, but Mac Dre always raps hella fast. And so it's like a totally different type of spit where like he's rapping slow on purpose, but everything is just smooth.
Sick. Hey, Mac Dre, he got many styles, bro. Like
Mac with many hats.
It's funny because I just remember this one. He said, "I'm a leadoff hitter, John Ritter, big titter, big shitter. Can't wait to get with her." Stupid shit like that always is like, yeah, he's busting because he's a pimp for real. Like, that's one thing too. Is like whenever he was talking to pimp isms, you can never tell me it wasn't true because like, one of my good buddies growing up, his aunt was one of his bitches. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And like that's how. Remember, I told that Mac Dre story before. Where, you know what I'm saying?
That's a legend. That's a legendary story. Oh yeah, song Mac Dre is the shit, man. That's a lot of my 17 to like I don't even know 23, 24. Like man, it was like all Mac Dre all the time.
It's crazy too because man, like when he was he was a cult classic, alive, and then when he died, it just like it's crazy how he would have been.
The Fizz dance made it on mainstream like radio. Like that's how like, and the white people afterwards when I found out what Fizz was, they're like, "Oh shit, what have we done?"
That's ecstasy.
We thought it was just a cool dance.
I mean, and that's how dope he was. That he loved that shit. He loved the ecstasy so much that he named the whole goddamn company after it, Fizz Entertainment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It became a lifestyle that whether you were whether you took it or not, I mean, it was just a happy-go-lucky, like go crazy and wild lifestyle.
Yeah, it's just turn it up. You know what I mean? Like hyphy for real. You know what I mean? Like motherfucker. It's funny too because like, like the way we use the term hyphy, it'd be like if a motherfucker is really getting loked out, like I down this fool getting hella hyphy over here, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like he's getting loked out. Like it's a party. It's going down. A good time. There's this guy shoot the club up, bro. Motherfuckers getting hyphy. You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean? Because it's really like the Molly culture. You know what I mean? Before it was readily known as or commonly known as Molly. You know what I mean? It was the Fizz, bro.
I remember the first time I ever went to the Bay Area. Trying to think of the year, it was like 2005, I believe, and we didn't really go to Oakland or anything, but we went to Berkeley, and we went to like the big observatory up there because someone told me like you have to go there. It's like the dopest like smoke spot you can think of. He's got to drive up this mountain and just keep going until you like finally see the spot you want to go.
Yeah,
and it was hella dope. It definitely lived up to everything that I was told about it. I wish I had like a really dope camera in 2005. Could actually like taken a sick pic. And I remember going back because we had to cross some bridge or whatever to get there, and just like waiting in the line to the bridge, we seen some motherfuckers going hella hyphy and Ghost riding the whip, and I was like, all right, just making sure that just happens for no reason in random motherfucking places.
Yeah, bro. I remember when we were in Vegas one time. I was hanging out the window of my boy's Escalade, and I just remember this because we're going hella dumb and shit, and then like I jumped back in the car. And I realized, like, oh shit, where'd my girl go? I look outside the window, right? And then, like, we're driving away, and it's just in the street, and I can see it shining, and someone just ran it over. I'm like, it was the one with the green diamonds, bro. I was like, oh.
Could you imagine your 2021 self? Would you have picked that back up, thrown it right in your mouth, or your 2022 self?
I mean, what's funny is like, I'm turned up. I'm like, it's nothing to a boss. I remember being hot about it, like, like coming down later on, like the next day, like, oh, fuck, it really happened. That shit was like 4 bands. You know what I mean? Like,
damn it.
Girls were stupid back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I never dipped into it. I feel like if I was in the Bay Area, I probably would have been peer pressured into it because so many people just like having it around.
Bitches have grills and shit.
I wanted one so bad. Like Mac Dre just made it. I mean, that was my whole connection to the Bay, really, until other people.
It was also during a time where Paul Wall really branded himself as like the grill guy. Like, I'm saying George Foreman because I'm selling everybody grills and You know what I mean? But like it's like the culture, like on a massive scale, like what is it called? Commercial level, like everybody was rocking grills and shit. Because it's always been a thing of like, even in New York, motherfuckers wore caps and shit. They wore, they wore fronts and shit. Like
Yuck mouth, like man, like it's taking it to the next level. And Paul Wall, I mean, it's all over the place as it got big. But everyone just copies the Bay, though. That's all I'm gonna say. Because a lot of swag comes, when people go to California on vacation, they see some dope shit and they bring it back to their hood where ain't nobody seen it or heard of it. And so I know hella swag around the country comes from the Bay.
You know what's funny too is because anytime I used to be in other states and shit like that, right? And then I'd be like, oh, I tell someone I'm from the Bay, and they would be like, oh shit, like if they know, they know, because it's so crazy. Because anytime there's something going on anywhere else, I feel like there's somebody from the Bay in the middle of the mix. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just always like in the weed game. Burner, he like infected the weed game, infused it with like with music and entertainment, and like everybody, saying they love Burner because he got it. You know what I mean?
Man, it's so weird. Like it was a picture that I had up on Instagram of me and Burner at the Cannabis Cup, and I met him. And it was funny because I didn't even see him at first. But one of my friends who's from the Bay, he like started jizzing in his pants, like, "Oh shit, there's Burner over there, bro!" And I was like, "Oh, let me go say what up to him," because like he was just talking to like random people, he's just hanging out.
He's out there talking to people. See, it's dope because he really embodies what the hustlers are like in the Bay Area. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers shipping it all around the motherfucking US of A, and then just bringing that Cali good, that Cali love everywhere. You know what I mean? And just blowing people away.
Yeah, so got to smoke a blunt with them for a few seconds and took a picture with them.
And
it was 2013.
Okay, so that was when he was like pushing all like the limoncellos and the Mendo breath, the breaths were coming out.
Yeah,
all the breath strands, because like he's always on the.
No, you know what? That's not 2013. No, this was 2000. It was 2015 or 2016. I'm getting my numbers mixed up here. Definitely after 2014 because it was after I was on house arrest already.
Okay, I still might have it right then because the limoncellos and all that shit was coming out during that time too. You know what I mean? The gelato, the lemon gelato. That's when it was lemon everything.
But Burner is like, man, he's like a god to like, certain age of like, people out there. And I mean, the dude that I was with, I mean, I'm not from the Bay Area, but man, I mean, Burner's the man, at that point, like for sure.
Here's some Bay Area like history for rap history for people. Like, so Burner, like he really came up because he was like, when it came to like people that's credible in the Bay Area, like, when you're making music when you're making mob music, about the dope game and shit like that, like this motherfucker was credible as fuck. You know what I mean? Because he was out there like he worked with people that I've worked with. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh yeah, shit, he really do what he says. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? He wasn't jawsing, and then like, he did a rest in peace to the Jacka. He did like a collaboration albums with the Jacka, and like the Jacka was one of those guys, like he put a lot of people on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Jacka was the Jacka was one of my favorites growing up. And once we got the line to him, he slid through and did music with us. Like he was like did shows with us. Like that dude, same way he probably worked with Burner, but Burner had bags on bags, you know what I mean? So it was like Burner started, he really quickly, like all of a sudden he's doing collabs with everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Because he got it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everyone's attracted to him. You already know. And let me see. Let's get some of these questions in here. So Ronald said, I haven't watched the Pro Bowl in so long. Me neither. It's like a waste of time. Like, so I know there's a lot of people who like, we have shit to do on Sunday. Normally it's usually football. So yeah, I think that'd be dope if we had an episode for the circle, get our debate going or something. Cause I'm not going to watch the Pro Bowl. Like that shit is whack. Like no one's even trying out there. And
don't disrespect the Pro Bowl.
I mean, you know that shit.
Fuck the Pro Bowl.
That shit is whack. Like, I mean, the coolest thing that they did was where they made it like a fantasy draft where it's like, what was it? Team Dion, versus
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice.
Yeah, it was Dion and Jerry Rice.
Yeah, see, like that's cool. I mean, if there was like some incentives for dudes to like make money somehow through in the game, like little just whatever, just little money incentive somehow. You come down with the most catches in the game, you get whatever, and it's maybe it goes to charity, so it just makes them look better, or shit like that. So then because if it's money for themselves, I don't think they care. If it's money for like a charity or something, they're standing behind.
Different. You making money for themselves, everybody's doing it.
Yeah,
if it's
at the Pro Bowl, as far as we know, it's like 20 grand for the loser per player and 40 grand for the winner per player. That they could go blow that all at the club, I was just
about to say that.
That's like one party right there for those guys. It's probably nothing because they didn't try hard. They tried hard during the season to get there, but in the game they didn't try hard. Free money.
Stephon Diggs is throwing a dub easily in the club. He's just like, throw more money.
Because why not, right?
Get these Hawaiian bitches.
What there's one day in my life where I spent more money in the club than anybody else. Definitely wasn't 20 grand or anything like that, but it felt dope because they're like all the security's coming over to me saying what's up. And I remember there was these couches and I went outside and smoked a blunt and came back and I was turned up, man, like so many drinks deep, and I'm just jumping all over the couch and shit. And they're like, hey, can you get down off the couch? And I was like, hey, do you know that I'm the one running all this shit right now? And they're like, my bad. They're like, can you tell your friends to get down? I was like, fuck no, man. You want me to do your job before you tell their asses to get down?
I bet you if you said, you give me money and I'll do it. I bet you would.
Give me some of your tips that you got.
I was about to say, as long as I've worked with you, you've never had a problem not saying, hey, listen, man, if you win, man, go ahead and throw me a tip.
Yeah, man, it's always been that way. Never gonna stop.
To me, it's like, yeah, you're rooting for me too. So I need all that.
There you go. What up, Brady? What's going on, bro?
What up?
And Ronald, he said the grills could be like 5 G's. I would have picked it up. I wasn't saying picking it up. I said pick it up and put it right back in your mouth.
Listen, we were in. Okay, so let me paint the picture. It's like a car full of goons, like it's a whole ass Escalade full of goons, right? And I'm hanging out the passenger seat, and my man's just yoking it. You know what I mean? Yoking's like when you hit the gas, then hit the brake. And hit the gas and hit the brakes. So it's like your car's gigging. You know what I mean?
Gas brake tipping on them.
And when you're really good at it, you're making it go to the beat too. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gigging. You know what I'm saying? So when that shit, and anybody knows Vegas, bro, there's not a lot of streets that you can run in between, bro. You know what I mean? Even where the sidewalks where people are walking, they'll have those fences and shit. You know what I mean? Because those streets, they got 4 lanes, and that's, you know what I mean, going one way each way. So that joint, it was one of those streets, bro. I couldn't even run, and I'm not gonna do that all. I'm on Molly for sure. You know what I mean? We're on. Back then, we used to drink a lot of privileged Hennessy back in the days.
Oh yeah.
I swear to God, Hennessy's like the hyphy juice because that's where all the crazy shit happened during those years. And motherfuckers was off that heme.
Yeah. I love it. Because, man, especially, you start upgrading to the XO and all that shit.
Yeah.
Man, you can just drink that straight. Goes down real smooth. It's that $200 bottle is a lot different than the $50 bottle. I'll tell you that much.
It really is.
Same amount. It just goes down way easier.
I used to tell, I'm hella economic. I don't give a fuck if we're all getting money. If that's the case, and birds of a feather flock together. So I tell motherfuckers, hey man, let's just everybody throw 50. Everybody's about to open the first round when you walk into a club 50. Everybody throw 50. We get this $200 bottle real quick. Yeah. This is our pregame bottle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially, the type of drinks that I would be drinking in the club, $15, and if you're going to throw a $1 or $2 tip on it, damn near a $20 drink.
And I'm always a shot then a drink. And in my days, and once I got mastered the art of clubbing, right? Because when you first go to the club, you're just drinking all the shit you drink on the streets. You know what I mean? Eating Hennessy shots, and Henny and Coke and shit. I remember the first mixed drink I had was a liquid cocaine because we didn't know any better. I was like, oh, I heard about liquid cocaine. Let's try that shit. That's disgusting, bro.
Look at this. Tino said in college, I rode with that E&J and Dr. Pepper. Oh, man. That was definitely some irk and jerk because I couldn't fuck with it unless you went up, a couple levels, that the standard for that one was, it would kill me.
Funny? So my dad, till this day, E&J is like one of his go-tos because when he was in the Philippines, that's some motherfucking imported shit now. You know what I mean? And
So that was the fancy shit out there.
Well, at least before he came to Cali, he came to Cali at 19, and then that was just his shit, E&J. And then if they didn't have E&J, he'd have the little rip-off Cuzzo version of it. Was it the Christian Brothers or whatever? Like, and my dad was just that's his bag. I mean, he liked drinking good shit, obviously, but like that'd just be the one. Like he always had it in the deck. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's dope. And I mean, if you go up to the XO or whatever, like it's not so bad, but man, that whatever, the $20 bottle or $30 bottle, whatever the hell it is, like
E&J though, that's the East Side juice, right?
Yeah.
I'm from the East Side, that's what we call the East Side juice.
Yeah.
And you get as a kid, dumbass kid, we used to steal them fucking we used to go up on, when you go into like the Albertsons or something, you do a whole ass meat run / liquor run.
Yeah.
And we used to get them E&J VSOPs, bro. Still disgusting, but
yeah. What up, Brady? Said been stacking dubs on FanDuel and DraftKings, took 35 between them to 230 so far, mostly while I've had COVID this past week. Well, sucks about the COVID. Hope you get better. Dope that you're jacking FanDuel and DraftKings for their money.
That's how he monopolized his time, bro.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be sitting in quarantine, might as well be making some type of money. You feel me?
And don't forget, Brady, use some of that winnings and step up your Super Draft Pro account over there, because I know you had the free one. Step it up to like the $50 one, or even take that and use it on the $100 one.
You gotta do the $100 one, because that's when you're making some bread. I mean, the $50 one you're making some bread too, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Hell yeah. And I know they're going to be opening up to Arizona pretty soon, because I know for a while Arizona wasn't legal.
I made the phone call.
Yeah, let's get it.
I made the phone call.
All right. So, all right, we got a football question here, and we'll get to the football news now. But talking about what we did was super fun. And Lee, he says, Bogard, what's your prediction for your 49ers?
We cover the spread, and good chance we could outright win it. But that is like if I'm looking gambling, taking off the Niner hat, that I'd still take the Niners and the points. You know what I mean? Honest thoughts is it feels really good that Debo's healthy. Feels good that Kittle's healthy. I think Kittle should be an X factor. He's been quiet, but he's, one of his biggest games this year was against the Rams, because they've been giving up yards to the tight end all year, even last week against Gronk. You know what I mean? Like it took them a whole ass half for them to make the adjustment, but they did make the adjustment, and they started attacking that vulnerable part of their defense over the middle, because the outside coverage is phenomenal with Jalen Ramsey and Darius Williams on the other side. So it naturally makes funnels people to wherever it's open, and Shanahan knows this. So I'm hoping Kittle could be an X factor here, and obviously Debo is just X factor in general. You know what I mean?
And so here we go for the practice report. So we don't have Friday practice reports. It still hasn't been updated. I'll keep refreshing, and maybe, by the end of the show, we'll have some more news. So for the 49ers side of things, so Nick Bosa, Alex Mack, they both didn't practice on Wednesday. Said what, not injury related, and then full go on Thursday. Elijah Mitchell didn't practice on Wednesday, limited in practice on Thursday. Trent Williams, he still hasn't practiced Wednesday or Thursday, so we'll see for today's practice soon. Jeff Wilson didn't practice all week. Jimmy G, full go in practice on Wednesday and Thursday.
There you go. That's important, because all week, as we're monitoring, the Debos and the Kittles and the Trent Williams and stuff like that. People haven't really been talking about Jimmy, because he's been playing hurt, and it's crazy, because it really is crazy what a backup quarterback will do to a starter. You know what I mean? Because normally in these circumstances before, like Jimmy's hella fragile and shit, they'd be like, all right, let him heal up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like he's playing tech. He knows this is his career on the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then on the other side of the ball, Van Jefferson didn't practice on Wednesday. Then he gets in a limited on Thursday. Taylor Rapp started practicing again, so he got in a limited on Wednesday and Thursday. Andrew Whitworth, limited on Wednesday, full go on Thursday. So that should be putting him on track to come back and play.
Full go, he's in there.
Oh yeah, unless we see some bullshit that happened today. But yeah, that was a big glaring weakness for them last week for sure, them missing him. So that's definitely going to make the 49ers and Nick Bosa's job a little bit more tough.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fucking beast. And Warzone Sports Network in the building said 49ers rolling.
Man, I hope you're right, Joe. Shout out to my man, Joe Morley. You know what I mean? Okay, so how about, look, shout out to my man, Joe. He's a big Raiders fan, die hard. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the realest fans too. You know what I'm saying? Man, there's some real valid conversation here about Josh McDaniels being the new head coach for the Raiders. What you feel about that, Hus?
I mean, it's getting pretty crazy right now. I mean, we talk about the Belichick tree and, his regime. And I mean, it doesn't really seem like the Belichick regime has done too good when they've strayed away from Belichick. Because Mike Vrabel, we can't even count him, in the Belichick regime because he didn't coach.
Yeah, he just played for him.
Yeah.
And I guess Mike Vrabel technically did get his first coaching chops with Romeo Crennel. You know what I mean? Romeo Crennel had made him, I think he was a line coach while Romeo Crennel was the DC for Bill O'Brien, who was, and they're obviously part of the Belichick, the evil empire coaching family tree, right? You know what I'm saying? But
was McDaniel, the only time that he was a head coach was at the Broncos, like 10 years ago, 11 years ago?
Yeah. And
when they sucked really bad.
Well, yeah, he got in there with the power of Christ and the power of my man Tim Tebow.
Was 2010 the Tim Tebow year?
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean,
wrong. Remember that?
I mean, that was pretty awesome. Not gonna lie.
That Steelers game.
But that's also why he got ran out of town as well, right?
I mean, he was trying to go with Randy Orton, bro. What's his name? Kyle Orton. Randy Orton's uncle.
Yeah, his not as talented uncle, that's for sure. So yeah, I mean we've seen it really. I mean, even with the Patriots now, I mean their offense is kind of whack.
I mean,
they had spurts, but
Tom Brady. See, I think people, they either love or hate Tom Brady. So, like, if you're on the side that you hate Tom Brady, you're not going to realize that, like, Josh McDaniels probably was only dope because he had Brady. You know what
I mean? And I'm even talking about, like, this year, with Mac Jones, last year, with Cam Newton, because nobody gets excuses for injuries. So I'm not going to give Josh McDaniel an excuse for injuries that happened either.
Yeah. I mean, for what it's worth, to switch from like a finesse quick hitter passing game with the GOAT to like now here you have a burnt out Cam Newton and you go straight power run team with a power running back. Then and it worked for 5 games till he got COVID. Then he just fell all the way off, right?
Yeah.
Then you look at now they switched to Mac Jones, right? Oh shit, the baby's waking up. He switches to Mac Jones, right? And then they continue with the power run game. Only this time, instead of the quarterback being the other guy who's running that rock, they got Stevenson along with Damian Harris.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's what I expect from them. They're probably going to get more weapons next year. Speaking on the Patriots, but also I'm curious to see how Belichick responds if he doesn't have a Josh McDaniels.
I bet you they go get more pieces on defense than they do on offense, like they always do, because their defense is really what lost it for them.
Going back to the Raiders gig, Josh McDaniels did express at one time or another when asked about, I forget what publication this was. He came out and said that like he likes Derek Carr. I think they're just asking about all different kind of quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're also asking about when he having the chance to perhaps coach Andrew Luck because he turned that down, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember when they said something.
because Josh McDaniels was the one that
He had
pretty
the
much
job, and then
accepted it or
he
seemed
was
like he accepted it.
Psych.
Nope. I didn't sign shit.
Psych.
I didn't sign nothing.
That was the doing of the evil emperor himself, Bill Belichick, Dark Lord of the Sith.
And Tino said the Patriot way only works in New England. Ain't it the truth?
Okay, so let's talk about that because Josh McDaniels, yeah, he got the one playoff appearance with Tebow, right?
Yeah, a playoff win.
But like, look,
that was on the back of Tebow though, and broken tackles also.
And then obviously you have Matt Patricia. He failed in Detroit. I mean, only Jimmy Caldwell, I guess, is the only guy that could win in Detroit, right?
Yep.
And who else have failed?
Bill O'Brien, right?
No, there's still more. I wanted to get to whoever else was out there before Bill O'Brien.
Okay.
Our man Flores. He almost did it. Hold on, let me grab the baby.
Okay.
Flores almost did it.
Yeah.
Right? But then, he got they hated on the black man and fired him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then but I still think like the jury's out on him because man, he can win. You know what I mean? Like I think the Miami thing was just a bad situation for him, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
But that's still a fail by definition. And then then you have Bill O'Brien. And what's crazy because Bill O'Brien is going to be remembered for like fucking up that team right at the end.
Yeah.
All the guys away. But like, yeah, you really got to give this man a little respect because he did his best Bill Belichick impersonation. He goes to a division that's, that had Andrew Luck in there, first of all, right?
Yeah.
And then all the other teams were shitty. So it was like, he's like, okay, cool, we got that going. That's kind of like Belichickian, right?
Yeah.
Like just be in a shitty division and you're already halfway there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then but then he wins with like all kind of different bums, like TJ Yates, or not TJ Yates, TJ is it Jay Yates?
Yeah. Yep.
Who else? Brian Hoyer.
There was like 6 QBs
he had the Magic Man there at one point. He had Fitzmagic there at one point.
Yep.
I mean, and then they even traded for the Brock Lobster. fucking Brock fucking what's his name? Brock Lesnar Osweiler.
Yeah, that was the big dumb move that kind of set them back.
See, that was when Belichick started using the Dark Force on.
No, but that's opposite of the Belichick way. The opposite.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Belichick from afar is like, enough of this. I need to start corrupting them, planting seeds. You know what I mean?
So you think Bill O'Brien called Belichick and was like, hey, what do you think of this Brock Osweiler kid? You think he's good?
No, he just called him. He called him and he said, hey, Bill. And he said, hey, Bill. Right? Because they're both Bills, right? It's like, Bill. And he just says, you are going to trade for Osweiler. He's like, I am going to trade for Osweiler. And that was it. Boom.
Hit him with it.
The dark side of the force is powerful, B. Hey, look at Hey, Belichick, all this time from afar, he's been sending his agents over there to Houston because he wanted to prevent Watson from like being a crazy, like, you know what I mean? A crazy force that he can't control.
Yeah.
Look, he even has Nick Casario or whatever the GM there. He's a Patriots guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Song said that Brady still wants to retire in San Francisco.
Let's go, make the call.
Hey, they are only a quarterback away as of right now.
Hey man, don't disrespect Jimmy G, bro.
Hey.
He's great. Hey, we winning ugly with handsome Jimmy. Let's go.
Jimmy has to win the Super Bowl, I think, to gain respect at this point.
Oh yeah, because the moment because you know me, you can win the Super Bowl for me. That means we get more value in the trade because we finna trade your ass no matter what. Jimmy, let's go. Let's get it now.
Trade Jimmy over to Tampa. Bring Tom back.
I like
plus
it.
Plus a whole bunch extra.
Yeah. We're in California, bro. The freshest stock of avocados, bro. Fresh off the tree, bro. Let's go, Brady.
And Tino said new coaches don't have enough time to win the Patriot way. Yeah, because I mean that takes a couple years.
And because I'd imagine like being very stern and honest, like basically being an asshole to your players because it's like you have no time to bullshit. We gotta win. You know what I mean? When they try to, because that's how I'd imagine it is in New England, right? Then when they try to bring that elsewhere, everyone's like, yo, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? We're fucking losing.
Yeah.
Nobody can talk to me like that when we're losing.
Rob B, what up, bro? He said, what's up, bro? It's been a while dealing with shit. He said, you guys do fantasy baseball. So not necessarily, but I am looking for people who want to come on and start doing, some fantasy baseball, some Super Draft Pro content, stuff like that. So yeah. I am looking.
I'm going to change the diaper.
I am looking. And on that cue, you know what time it is. It's time to smoke. Let's get it going. Where's the 420 crew at?
But then your pipe and smoke it. Roll up fatty for this pimp daddy. Smoke weed every day.
Let me hit that ball. Man, ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed. Weed is from the herb. God put this in me and you. Take advantage, man.
Devin, what up, bro? He said, what's up, fellas? Been missing you live lately. Glad to be back. And good looking on the super chat, bro. If you guys haven't heard, I'm my next giveaway that I'm doing for like Patreon members, YouTube members, Twitch subscribers, all that kind of stuff is going to be, I'm giving away 2 of the hashtag Fuck Team Defense shirts. And so one of the ways that you get those extra entries is leaving the super chats like you just did, Devin. You the man. Throwing you in here, getting you the extra entry with that super chat, bro. You the man. You the man. And we're going to be doing that giveaway probably about, I want to say a few days into February is when we're going to start. There we go. And Steven said I could do some fantasy baseball stuff. I like it, bro. Shoot me a text. I want people to send me like some kind of a video, just like giving me takes, just so I can kind of see, like your style of video. It doesn't even have to be long.
Visualize.
And dang it, I missed it. Ronald said, Bogard, your kid's jumping up and down the steps behind you. And Ronald said no one else is concerned with the young child jumping off the steps.
See, here's the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be a triple jump Olympian. You know what I mean? So I'm just getting it right.
Yeah. And nice. And Ronald said, I'll be wearing my Ronnie Lott jersey. And Song said, if you wear a Niners jersey, I'll support no matter what. Let's go. Hell yeah.
hey, check this out, bruh. You wear a Niners jersey, you wear a Ronnie Lott jersey, bruh. And you tear your finger off, bro. I swear to God, we're gonna win a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that's what we need. And what's crazy about that? In that year when Ronnie Lott did that, you guys did not win the Super Bowl, right?
No, we never lost the Super Bowl ever. Until dumbass Jim Harbaugh. I hate Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, man. And now you guys have lost 2 since.
Yeah, he started that trend. Fuck. He probably still cries at Thanksgiving when he sees his brother.
I'm sure he does.
Holding call at the end. And he'd be like, well, your stupid ass didn't run it with Frank Gore. I knew you weren't going to run it. You're fucking arrogant. I'm your big bro. I hate Jim Harbaugh.
He ruined everything.
I hate him. Who is that better than us? The Ravens.
What up? Steven in the building. What up, Titans? Yeah. Titans for life in the building.
The homie.
Yeah, you gonna get into another dynasty league with us, Steven? Man, those first 2 leagues, they filled up so quick, and there's been so much more interest that I'm starting a 3rd league already. It is getting crazy. So we already got 2 dynasty leagues that are about to start here in it's 2 days after the Super Bowl. 2 days after the Super Bowl. All right. And how about let's talk about the other side, the other game that we got, the Chiefs and the Bengals. So looking at their practice report right now. Okay, and they actually have their Friday stuff up. So let me still not for the Rams or the Niners though. So Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu had the concussion. Did not practice Wednesday, full go on Thursday, full go on Friday. He's still questionable, but getting in those back-to-back full practices. I think he's trending. He's trending toward playing. That's for sure.
They're going to clear him.
CEH, still on the injury report, but was full go all week. Mecole Hardman and Tyreek Hill on the injury report. Hardman with the hip, Tyreek Hill with the heel, but both were full goes in practice all week. Let's see who else we got here.
A lot this week.
Say that again.
That makes me like Pringle a lot.
Oh yeah,
because like he got hella reps. Like he's gonna be involved a lot in those first 15 scripted plays. You know what I mean?
Yep. So Chris Jones, Anthony Hitchens, L'Jarius Sneed, all them full goes all week. Darrell Williams looks like he took a step back, so he was a full go on Wednesday and then limited on Thursday and Friday.
That's weird. They hate him.
Yeah, so looks like it's going to be the CEH McKinnon show. At least, I mean, the way that this looks, I mean, he still practiced on Friday, so maybe he still will get out there. Who knows? And then for the Bengals, nobody really to talk about necessarily. I mean, everybody who's on there it's a lot of no-namers. I mean, Burrow's on there and Higgins are on there, but they were both full goes all week. So it looks like everyone's going to be very close to full strength.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
And Steven said that's the best picture of Bogard when you can't see his face.
Okay, Titans for life. This is how I know it's going to be a good year. You want smoke already.
And Tino said Chiefs versus the Bengals about to be a crazy shootout. Hell yeah. And we're going to be streaming that game for sure. I don't know who's going to be here streaming with me, if it's going to be Bogart, JC Money, or a combination of both. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a good game to stream. And he said, I'm going Bengals just because everyone else is going Chiefs, and I like to be the contrarian.
You know, I'm on record right when they released the first numbers. It was like plus 7.5. I was like, okay, I'm taking the Bengals. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's just like, it's probably gonna move. I was like, everybody take it right now. That's the money right there.
Yeah, for the betting side of things, like that's definitely the way to go. I'm gonna go see what it is on Yahoo right now, just because I'm curious.
Right? Hey, no jumping up the stairs, bro.
Yeah, see on Yahoo, it's plus 7.5.
About to get child services on me. The motherfuckers in the YouTube show talking about he was jumping off the stairs, bro. He wasn't even paying it on no attention.
Did you hear that? On Yahoo, it's a plus 7.5 spread.
Okay, so that means everywhere else is probably down to 7. Because Yahoo be adding extra. Yeah,
I think they try. I think that's how their sports book gets a little bit more money, because if they have the line a little bit different, maybe some people will come over there and throw their money down. But yeah, I think I believe it was an even 7 when we talked on Wednesday and Spencer.
Was it okay? Because they opened up at 7.5 in one of the ones I saw, like on right after the game, like right after the Bills Chiefs game. Yeah, baby girl. Wow.
I can't wait for that game. That is going to be the shit. That's the one I'm looking forward to most, at least from like an offensive side of things, thinking that the game is going to be a little bit more exciting. I mean, what do you think, Bogard, on that? Because I'm pretty sure you said take the under on whatever the over-under was for the Rams and the 49ers. You think that's going to be a slow-ass, game like we've seen the Niners throw together?
I mean, as long as it's not the first quarter, we're down, 17-0 or 21-0, and we're in situations where we might need to abandon the run, because as long as it's close, we're eating up hella clock with every single drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how we rock. We about to eat hella clock on every drive, long lengthy drives. And because when you play a whole game like that, And if you do, in the worst case scenario, get in a situation where now it's fourth quarter and we have a minute and something to get down on the field and score a touchdown. That play action is so nasty right there because we've been just beating them up slowly on the ground the whole game, and we just catch them slipping with that play action at the right time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn, and Brady said it opened at 7. It's been pushed up to 7.5 on most. And damn,
there it is. See, just take the Bengals. That's the money.
that's crazy. So you think still that many people have been putting that much money on the Chiefs to where the line moved opposite of the way that we thought it was going to move?
I mean, when you go on national television like every playoff game is, and you get into overtime and you dominate, and it's already being heralded as one of the greatest non-Super Bowl games ever. That Bills Chiefs divisional matchup, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's gonna make the betting public is like, there's no way this kid Patrick Mahomes, he's the greatest. Motherfuckers is putting ketchup on their steak now.
They really be believing that shit.
They're eating their green beans. They 100% don't like it. 100% don't care.
And Ronald said, so they're not really predicting that the Chiefs will win by a TD. I mean, now being at 7.5, they think that they might win by a TD or more.
You know, I don't know. I'm not on that notion because, like, personnel-wise,
he was just asking about Vegas. That was it.
Like, personnel-wise, this team's scarier than the Bills. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bengals have Jamar Chase, Boyd, and Higgins. Then you have Uzama. Secret of the Uzama. You know what I mean? Then you have motherfucking Sergio Mix-a-Lot, bro, who is Le'Veon Bell 7.0. You feel me? I don't give a fuck. Hey, everybody come for me if y'all hate Joe Mixon, because I've always told everybody Joe Mixon's that boy.
And Ronald said people act like Vegas is attempting to guess the results. They absolutely are not. They're attempting to get the same amount of people to bet both sides. Hell yeah, because then they win no matter what. And so normally, like what we thought was going to happen is everyone was going to throw money on the Bengals on the +7 because that just seemed kind of like this. A lot of points going on. And then you lower it slightly to get more people, betting on the Chiefs at that point. But yeah, it's really just hedging all the bets, is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, any gambling degenerate will let you know that's just how it is.
And I know that Vegas is very fucking accurate, with their spreads. And I mean, how many spreads are coming down?
They got Columbia graduates. They got motherfucking MIT motherfuckers that make those lines, bro. This isn't like, fucking your street bookie. like, yo, this is what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then all the over-unders, like, man, it's always getting so close to that number.
You got some of the greatest minds, is what I'm saying, that are making those lines. The line makers are all motherfuckers that are Ivy League school type motherfuckers, bro.
And JC said, yeah, it's the mafia.
Exactly.
They running it. We already know.
The Russian mafia specifically. Don't fuck with them. Don't fuck with the red fellas.
Yeah, so what kind of bullshit can happen in these games? Like, we're going to be back here before Sunday, but, I've always been on record saying I'm picking the Chiefs in this game. And then, it's crazy because I want to pick the 49ers to go, and it's not even just because, like, I like the 49ers or it's like anything towards Bogard or anything like that. I just feel like the way that everything has been working, their defensive scheme has been, like, shutting down, like, everybody.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to D'Amico Collins. You know what I mean? Like, he did so well life after Robert Saleh. You know what I mean? That, like, now D'Amico Collins is getting the motherfucking interviews for head coaching spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it is. I will say, like, that Packers drive where they just shredded us. The first drive. What do you want me to do, son? Pop it. No, not that. So the first drive, bro, and then we made the adjustments to Adams. For the rest of the game. That was awesome.
Yeah, not wait until halftime or not wait until the second quarter. Just literally the next series made that adjustment.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know how this fixed. I think he broke it, dude.
And that's what's crazy, how they're so much better at in-game adjusting than everybody else. So obviously the coaches are it's going to be a huge coaches battle. And I feel like a lot of the people would say that they'd rather be on the Shanahan side of things than McVay, even though McVay is an evil genius himself.
I mean, I'm trying to remember who I was talking to, but they said it to me best. They were like, well, if a motherfucker beats him twice in a year, and if the third time, wouldn't you be on the guy who beat the motherfucker twice already? You know what I mean?
No.
But this is just a different scenario because this is like it's more than master versus teacher. You know what I mean? Because Sean McVay, I know he got a lot of Shanahan isms. Like he also carved his own path too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
he is one of those guys too that has other coaches in the league right now that came from his coaching family tree now because of the success. Like people want pieces of it when you know what I mean?
Yep.
But so I mean, I just hope we don't get no fucked up call. You know what I mean? That's it. The discipline, flags, the turnovers, all these things. Because I doubt that any of the teams are gonna have problems executing. You know what I mean? Any of these offenses, they're fine tuned for what they do. You know what I mean?
That's where the Russian mafia actually comes into play, though, because just like it was set up for Tampa, to go all the way, it seems like it's set up for the Rams to go all the way, play at home, play at SoFi.
Yeah. I mean, like that imagine some money that they put on it earlier in the season. I'm going to put the $1 billion. The Rams go to the Super Bowl at home. Hey, you know what's funny? Sean McVay's wife's a Russian supermodel, right? She's in the mob, B.
That's why McVay is where he is. Oh man. He's a made guy.
I can see McVay wearing one of them hats with the, what I'm talking about?
And Tino said, "Where are these Russians?" I've never met a Russian person in my life. I don't think I have either.
Actually, I'm lying. I might have met one or two Russian people in my life, but I know a Hungarian for sure. He's one of my brothers. Actually, it's my kid's godfather. And he always says, when he was growing up in Hungary, when you see the Russian mob, when they're walking down the street, brother, they got their black trench coats and leather trench coats and whatnot. He said, you go across the street. I'm like, oh, word. You feel me? Plus, like that's the LA thing. When you're in LA and you're in Vegas, that's when you see them motherfuckers out, B.
Yeah.
They got Richard Millie's on and shit.
Huh. Man,
it's hard, dude. It won't fit in there.
And Song said Niners defense needs to step it up, make stops on the 3 and outs and turnovers. Run game needs to step it up. That's how we're going to win. Keep this Rams offense on the sideline for sure.
I mean, that's always our plan. Our plan is to be running the ball 40 plus times as a team. That's how we beat these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Steven, my bad. You said how much was the Dynasty League? So for this one, it's 125 for the initial league. And it said I could use another Dynasty where I don't trade this time. Well, there you go. There you go. So the first 2 leagues have already filled up. So number 10 and number 11 have filled up. But I'm starting to fill up number 12 as of now. And we got 2 people besides me that are already in it. I'll send you the link with the bylaws so you can see everything, because it's the same as the number 1 and 2 leagues, but I don't think that we met at that point yet, because you're in like the later ones. All right, let's see. And what else do we got to talk about? I'm trying to think if there's any other news that we missed out on. There's not really too much.
I mean, I mean, you have like you still got like it's all rumors. I mean, it's fun rumors to talk about, like like the Rodgers to Denver shit is always gonna be popping. But I mean, it was just good to get back to.
It was a rumor that I saw, since we're always talking about the Cowboys, and maybe this will make Stu show up. Who knows? But we're talking about how what's his name, Dan Quinn, could be the next Cowboys coach, like in the Cowboys head coach.
Yeah,
just in the wings.
Mike McCarthy's a dumbass.
Yeah.
Listen, Mike McCarthy's doing poor clock management, and he's been doing that shit since he was in Green Bay, bro. Like this is like. And now he's doing the same thing. That's really frustrating. I've seen this is what you see growth in coaches like Shanahan when he was younger, bro. Like the way he handled the clock was like real questionable. You know what I mean? But like I guess you take your bumps and you learn. Someone like Mike McCarthy, it's just what he does. He's an idiot.
And Ronald said, Hustler, 3 years from now, when you have 100 leagues, you won't be able to set your lineups. But at that point, I'll have college interns that are like helping me out. And like, maybe I'm going to have someone on salary, like, man, just to like not manage all my teams, but do a bunch of the stuff for me based on all the shit that I'm saying.
I know it is funny too, because like I'll go back and rewatch some of our shit, like damn, like I want to chop everything, because we always say like some riveting shit, if you filter through all the madness, you feel me? Like especially because like for anybody, people who attest to this, people that have been rocking with us, we call shit religiously every week. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
it's just what we do. Like it's crazy.
These dynasty leagues, they're not super hard on like a week-to-week basis. I mean, because you can't really, especially in these leagues, it's all fab, so you can't like go pick someone up just like right off the bat. You got to put in a claim form anyways. So everything's on a 24-hour basis. Really just setting all the lineups. And there was a couple weeks where I fucked up, and came back to bite me. And but most of the time I was pretty on point.
Trey, what are you doing? My son's like rearranging all the furniture, bro. What are you doing, bro?
And Ronald said that's the problem with starting dynasties. You got to go at least 3 years. I mean, these ones I know are going to last longer than 3 years. We got a lot of diehards in here.
Yeah, most of my dynasty leagues, I'm either going in either year 3 or 4. But year 2 was definitely fun because it was like all the dynasties I'm in, they're crazy with the trades. I haven't really fucked with the Hustler 7 yet. See what I can do there yet. But like I did make a lot of trades like throughout the course of the year, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And a lot of trades during the draft, shit like that.
Yep.
That's probably the most fun part out of all of it, even though a lot of times the emotion can get the best of us.
I mean, like shit, especially in a slow draft, you can hear some news one day. Like you can hear like Cooper Kupp, sprained his ankle. That can influence somebody, or like not sprained, like tore an ankle ligament or something. Motherfucker might be like, oh my god, he's done forever. You know what I mean? But in dynasty, like shit, I'm gonna buy him for cheap if I can. I'm gonna try to buy up a bunch of cheap CMC, bro.
Steven right off the bat said, did someone say trade? Steven was addicted to trading. It was fun though, man. That's what it was. It was good time. And you got to try different strategies. You can't always do the same thing. Got to figure out what works.
You know what my strategy is this year more than ever? Just try to get the good players.
That's all. That's it. That's it. Just try to get the good players, man. That's nothing. That's nothing.
The good players? Did you trade for the good players? Cool. It don't matter how you get them. Just get the good players.
Niner gang in the building said, nice chains. I'd hide them if Debo comes around, though. Real quick, if I hear that beach cruiser, I'll tuck him in real quick.
Hey, Debo's the homie, bro.
And Steven said, Bogard never trades with me in Dynasty.
Because you ain't never sent me nothing that was, like, riveting, bro. I wasn't moved by it. I just rejected those ones. I didn't even counter it.
All right, so here's some riveting news that I just saw on Twitter. Trent Williams was in uniform for practice, but was seen limping and walked off the field right before practice reps took place.
That's not good.
That's not too good. So
He was in.
still don't know. There's still a day and a half, before the game. So we
But
got
see,
some
here's
time.
the thing though. Today, when you haven't practiced all week, getting into a limited today is probably the only way I'd say he's playing. Like I think he might not play for real.
That makes it a little bit tougher, not practicing at all, and especially
That's a
because
big blow.
Yeah.
On our show, on the circle last night, everybody go check that out. That shit is lit. I'm the champ. But one of the in one of the rounds, it was most impactful player, right? And for the Niners, I went Trent Williams, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if we don't have him, even having him not 100% is already a big blow. But if we don't have him, that's devastating. You know what I mean?
If you guys didn't watch the Circle Live, our dope debate show, that 2 episodes in the can. We're doing it every Thursday. I just threw the link in the chat right now. Make sure you go watch it. It's less than an hour. Very entertaining. And on the other side of the ball, Whitworth is officially playing this week versus the Niners.
Yeah, we covered that earlier.
Well, I mean, now it's official.
Oh yeah, because that's right. These are the Niner report, the Friday reports.
Yeah, because they didn't have any Friday reports on there, so we were just speculating. But
yeah, I'm glad we curved it long enough to get these reports.
Yeah, we're getting some. Some of it's on Twitter. They still haven't updated the actual website for everybody yet. But
I'm so hot about that.
Yeah,
off me. He hurt himself putting a uniform on or what, right? Like,
man,
I mean, they were fearing like high ankle. They were fearing all type of shit before they just got really quiet about it. They're just like, it's an ankle.
Yeah, that's rough. And who knows? Maybe it's something he can play through when it comes to game time. Give him some shots or something. I mean, who the hell knows? But
yeah, hell yeah, shoot him up with some Total Raw or some cortisone or whatever the fuck they're shooting them up with these days.
Yeah,
like, shoot him up with fucking methamphetamines. Just get him out there.
Man, if Trent Williams doesn't play, I'm gonna have to change my answer to the Rams. That's how much of a big piece he is for that line because
that line's there's too many waves of savagery.
Yeah,
it's not just Aaron Donald. It's Von Miller. It's Leonard Floyd. It's Trey. What's his name? Trey Reader, who's coming back. You know what I mean? Is that front seven is just nasty.
Yeah, it's that's just tough, man. That's tough.
I gotta put this chair back over there.
No, I don't want to.
So I'm looking to see if we got anything else. Okay, wait. So here's a good one. So Josh McCown is interviewing for the Texans head coaching job for the second time this year. He's a serious candidate.
Of course he is, because the
interview. They're going through the second wave of interviews already. They didn't find their guy in the first wave.
Well, because it's like Josh McCown becomes like interesting now because he'd probably get the job because when you go and interview with the Texans, you're like, okay, so what's going on with Watson? We don't know. And they're like, okay, so Davis Mills, yeah, we got the Judge Davis Mills lanes. You know what I mean? Josh McCown's the only guy that would be down with that.
Because he's the only guy that in a pinch could put on the uniform and get in there and take some reps.
Hey, listen, whenever Josh McCown came in as a backup for whatever team he was, those receivers were relevant in fantasy.
You know what he would help? He would help the scout team so much because he would know, he's always been on the scout team. He's always the one who has to pretend to be the other quarterback, in practice. Maybe that's one thing that they really like about him. Maybe that's one of the things that they suck with their game planning for the future week.
Right.
Hess in the building. What up, bro?
What up, Hess?
And Ronald said, "Hey Bogard, what's up with those nipples, brother? You got glass? You got to cut later?"
Hey man, hey, don't let the sunshine fool you. It's cold at this month. I am wearing a thermal. You feel me? That's still cold.
And he said, "Never doubt the power of the crotch."
Listen, man, I'm just too sexy for my fantasy takes.
Oh man, I can't believe that. That would just be insane. Josh McCown goes from playing like 30 years in the NFL to not even skipping a beat, just like next year, just right into a head coaching job.
They're like, so what's your coaching resume? He's like, well, in the past year I coached high school. Because he did. You know what I mean? How long is a high school season? So maybe you get them in there like maybe August, you start working, doing like camp or whatever, right? And then they play till what, like October? They play
I'm sure they go into November a little bit, but then there's nothing, after. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess they got the championships too.
Yeah, and then so before the season ended, at least he's like, all right, I'm throwing my hand in the race.
And there you go. Ronald said he sat and watched how many team systems. I mean, shit. Let me see. I pulled up his Wikipedia because I wanted to see how many teams he actually played. Hold on. Wait. Don't guess. Let me figure out the answer. Don't guess yet. Okay. I got the number. I got the number, and there was one team that wasn't in the NFL. I'm just gonna say that. So because we're counting all the teams that he's played for.
Okay. So you including college and shit?
No.
But one team. Oh, so he played in Canada too at one point?
1 year.
Okay, so
and
I'm gonna go with 14 teams. Give me 14 for the win. Thought I had it.
So damn close. 13. You're one.
Oh, that was my original answer.
I knew. That's why me throwing in the Hartford Colonial.
The extra Canada one, I was like, all right.
Well, so you would have been wrong if we were just doing NFL teams. I mean, it was 12, not 13.
Yeah. Okay.
But, the Hartford Colonials, originally the New York Sentinels. They played in the United Football League, the UFL.
Oh, word.
So I don't know what the fuck that was, but
that's how old he is, though. Remember?
That was in 2010. I don't remember that shit.
I know. What was I?
That's what's weird. Like I don't know the Hartford Colonials in 2010 and the United Football League is what it was.
Yeah. It's funny because when I think of 2010, I think of being at Tino's house playing poker at the poker shack. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to remember football shit specifically. I'm like, damn, I was selling a lot of work, playing a lot of poker, throwing a lot of money away.
2010 was the year that I went to a bunch of NBA playoff games. I went to like 4 during the Lakers playoff run, and I was always rocking jerseys from the opponent's team. Every single time I saw KD live, it was the first time I think he made it to the playoffs. They lost. And then I saw Stoudemire and Steve Nash going up against the Lakers in the conference finals, and the Suns lost. And then I went to Game 6 and Game 7 of the NBA Finals that year, and Celtics lost both of those games. It was bad luck for the opposing team.
Nice.
That was fun. That was a fun little run. And it was because I met someone who worked for a ticket broker. And so like the Game 6 tickets, I remember it was a little bit of cash and a little bit of 420 for those tickets. So it was like a perfect trade opportunity for both parties involved. Then for Game 7, I remember for Game 7, we ended up getting the tickets for $600. I mean, they were nosebleeders, but I was looking on StubHub and Ticketmaster and all that, and it was pretty much like they got us the tickets for no fees.
Yeah.
Because like the person sitting right next to me, I asked him how much he paid for the tickets, and he said $900 a piece.
Well,
so we had the in.
If you're a fan, to be in the building, that's not a lot.
No.
Like,
and I remember as much as we were paying, someone still told me to sit down. And there was only like 1 or 2 rows of people behind me. Like we could damn near touch the edge of the building. We were so fucking high. And people still told me to sit down. I was like, oh, the money you paid for these seats and you're not standing up too? This is a crazy ass game right now.
That's Hey, that's LA for you, right? Even the people in the nosebleeds are pretentious. They're like, you know how much I paid for these seats. You're the nosebleeds, blood.
The funniest time was there was this one year where, man, I don't know what it was, but I had a bunch of friends that year apparently. But everyone invited me to a Charger game that year. Like I went to like 6 of 8 of the Charger home games for free. Like someone different like invited me. And one of the people who invited me was actually a Thursday night game against the 49ers. And I'm pretty sure the Chargers lost that game. And it was insane though. So the seats that we got, so my friend was an EMT. He worked on like the ambulances and stuff. And someone had season tickets and he had those seats where like the wheelchairs like sit, you know, where they can remove the seats or whatever, like that type of stuff. Yeah. And I remember there was one point where like, man, they were cold-blooded behind us and we were standing up and they were like, hey, sit the fuck down. They were like, if you were the normal person who was supposed to be sitting there, you wouldn't be able to stand up.
Dang.
They were just being dirtbags.
Oh, they probably knew the normal season ticket holder if you see them at every game. You know what I mean?
Maybe, who knows? And the guy was in a wheelchair who normally sat there because they literally had to go get a seat and put it there and replace it because there was only one seat instead of 2 there.
What'd you do, son?
49ers always dominate the Chargers every time they play them.
Except for in 2018. I think that was like that might have been the first game we played after Jimmy tore his ACL.
Well, there you go. There's the built-in excuse right there. Because Chargers always suck. I mean, we can go all the way back to the 94 ass whooping. Yeah. You know, like one of the biggest ass whoopings in Super Bowl history.
Shit, that was Mike Shanahan as the OC.
Oh shit.
Yeah, with Mike Shanahan and Steve Young. They wanted to throw 8 touchdowns. That was their plan. And they threw 6, which stands as the record. You know what I mean?
And doesn't Jerry Rice have the record for most yards in a game or most yards in a Super Bowl by a receiver in that game?
Yeah.
They dominated. Like that made me not want to be a Charger fan anymore after watching that game.
And then and then to add insult, like, you know, you had Dion take one back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, how crazy is Dion? Like to be that good to where you pretty much like make or break who's going to make the Super Bowl in the NFC.
I mean, it wasn't just him. He was like, he just solidified any backfield, right? Any defensive backfield.
But he was the one who held down Jerry Rice.
The Charles Haley one, bruh. Like Charles Haley, like we got rid of him. That was crazy.
So that was after the Super Bowl year?
Yep.
Damn.
And he won after the
because that's when
he won
3.
He won 3 with the Cowboys and 2 with the Niners. So when we couldn't get over the hump, and
with the Cowboys and 2, so he won all 3 with the Cowboys, and then he won the last 2 that the Niners won.
No.
How'd that work out?
2 with the Niners back to back.
Okay.
You might want to fact check me on this, but 88, 89 and if I remember because I remember I watched a documentary on this shit. But the dude, yeah, he got traded. He did get traded. We called
86 to 91 with the Niners, and then 92 to 96, and then he went back. That's crazy. Then he went back to the 49ers 3 years later.
Yep, in 99.
After not playing 97 and 98.
They said he was hella funny. Like they were like, you know, they were talking to Joe Montana, right? And then Joe Montana was like, yeah, he's like, you know, it's a real serious game. You know what I mean? We're all getting ready for this game. And then you just hear him pop on the loudspeaker. Like, first of all, he got into the office to get on the loudspeaker. You know what I mean? And he's like, hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. It's Charles. And we just want to say congratulations to Joe Montana. They just had their baby. They gave birth to a 8.5-pound nose. And they said he was just hella cool like that. But then, like, he had a switch, bro. You flipped the switch, and he was loped out. And then they figured out later on he was bipolar or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then here's Jimmy Johnson. He gets the phone call and like, yeah, what do you want for Charles? What can you give us for Charles Haley? He's like, you want to give us Charles Haley? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's insane.
And he
Yeah.
said he hung up the phone first, like to play like hardball. Like, I don't want to get too excited now, right? He's like, then I called him back, like, okay, here we go. You know what I mean? Here's the deal.
What a good move. That's some swag right there.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get too fucking excited and be like, oh, and then the other person, before you even said any kind of deal, because you know how excited they are, you're like, it costs hella, bro.
See, there you go, man. I mean, that's classic sales and negotiations right there. That's also why I don't make a lot of trades, but the trades that I make in fantasy are always end up being good for both parties. But if you're looking at it from my point of view, it's always like, you know, like, or someone who doesn't want to see me do better. Like, man, you fucking trade rape that person.
Hey, bro, I'm a trading motherfucker, bro. I make trades.
And Anthony said, we talking Charles Haley? Yes, sir. And they said, I met Charles Haley. He doesn't do autographs. He's that big time, I guess.
Hey, he was probably mad because as soon as Brady got that fifth one, he was like, man, fuck. Because he was the only one in the NFL history to have 5 rings.
Damn.
And then Brady gets that 6th one. He's like, this motherfucker. Because now he ain't the only one tied in that one. I mean, you got to remember, for the longest, it was like, as far as quarterbacks, it was like 4 of them things was the joint. You know, Terry Bradshaw had 4. Joe Montana had 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was the elite of the elite right there.
Yeah. That's so crazy. Brady is just, he has damn near double of them now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's really insane. And if they only knew that avocados was the secret to all of this. Like,
That's all it was, bro. Mad.
but it's because he's from California, though. Not a lot of these peeps are from California. So he's been on that avocado diet like his whole life.
Right? Bro, he
Man.
actually puts makeup on to make him look white because he's actually green, bro.
He's really like the Joker.
He's been eating avocado since he busted out the womb, bro.
And Steven, so I get, as of right now, the only other official person in the third one is his name's also Steven Caldwell, though. So that's it as of now. But I haven't told anybody about this third one yet. So once I start telling some people, I'm sure we'll get some others in here.
This dude keeps asking me to thread. He keeps asking me to thread this crazy ass like stretchy thing into like this toy with a small ass hole. I'm like, it's not gonna happen, bro. I dig the idea though. He's trying to make his toy into a keychain thing.
I think it's a good time to wrap a bow on this thing. We're coming back with the mock draft in about 2 hours. It's going to be me and JC Money Design will be on here as well. At least I believe he's going to be. I'm going to see if anyone else drafting wants to get on here. It is going to be real dope. And Song said Kyle Shanahan is live right now.
Oh, word.
Let's go see what kind of shit he's talking. But Bogart, let him know on the way out.
Hey, you already know the earth is my turf. Universe, give me money by the power of the gang. Bang, bang. We ain't trying to come home from LA, bruh. Let's go.
Let's get
Let's
it.
go.
All right. We're out. We'll see you back here in about 2 hours. I'm going to put up the stream right now, so just make sure you go set a reminder. Peace out, peeps.
As I make my way, the fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.